Hello, welcome to the Reloading Podcast here on the Firearms Radio Network. Presented by Patriot Patch Company and forpatriots.com. How's everybody doing tonight?
Pretty good.
Doing pretty good.
Doing good.
What's everybody up to?
Been reloading 308 and 223.
Nice.
Trying to split some of the differences in that 77 grain SMK load, the tip bullet in 223. So see if we can get some decent groups out of it.
Should be able to. What twist rate you shoving it down?
1 and 8.
Oh yeah, you should be able to.
Yeah. Well, we looked at the pictures before of them, and I took a couple of the better loads, and I made up 10 of each, and so next time it cools off at the range when it isn't 100 degrees, yeah. Right now it is not conductive to go out and go shooting.
It's kind of warm. Kind of wouldn't get any good results.
You probably need the, I'd probably need to bring my person
Right.
with the ADE pack,
You'd need a cryo pack to cool it.
Yeah, but my heart would need an ADE pack.
Yeah. Yeah, that you would. Hi, Ray.
Hello.
How you been?
Good.
So, a little slower tonight so you can join us?
Well, not traveling this week, so
That always helps.
yeah. Been working on one of Nick's guns this week. He's got that Type 38 Airsock carbine that was duffel cut. Repairing the duffel cut, so.
What's duffel cut mean, for those who don't know?
It's where most time where a GI brings it back and it won't fit in his duffel bag, so they break the rifle down. The action will fit in the bag, but the stock won't. So they typically cut it underneath a band and break it down 2 pieces. Then it all fit in his duffel bag, and he can bring it home.
It's actually pretty uncommon to see a carbine duffel cut. Normally, it was always the long rifles that were duffel cut. But for a carbine to be duffel cut's kind of odd. So it's kind of wouldn't say it's rare by any means, but it's just very unusual and not seen very often.
Yeah. And it's got a mum on it, so it's worth saving. It's not been defaced, so.
Good.
See, Gracie? No food. It's all gone. It's all gone, Gracie.
You sure? You sure, Dad?
She says, let me
Really,
check your face. Let me check your face, Dad. I think there might be some there. Hi, baby. Not everybody wants to see your butt. Say bye-bye. Jump on Ollie's head. That'll be funny. Look, Remy. No food. See? Hi. Say hi. Goodbye, Remy. Ollie, I'm not picking you up.
Sharenda, how about you? What have you been up to?
I loaded a few 9s because I have pistol class I'm gonna take here in a few weeks. Did I tell y'all that I got a lotto draw to hunt in city limits Take care of
Yeah.
the city
Yeah, he
park
was
deer.
gonna-
You said you were applying. You didn't let us know the results.
Yeah, I forgot the results. So me and 4 other lady friends, we got the draw. We got the area we wanted, which thank goodness because we have been scouting it anyway, not knowing if we were going to get it or not. And I forget how many acres it is. I think it's over 300. And I'm gonna do it from a saddle. So this past weekend, drove down to one of my friends' house. She stays close to Springfield. We climbed trees all weekend with climbing sticks.
I saw you posted a little bit of that.
Yeah, it was
I'm sorry, it was hot. It was way too hot.
You
to
know
do
what?
Like that.
I had
No
a
way
lot
I
of-
could have done it.
I had a lot of people ask me was I crazy because it was hot, and I was like, I'm probably like a little kid. I was so excited to be out there, I didn't even notice it. And it was shaded, so it wasn't too bad. And our stuff was dry wicking, but heck, I mean, if it's deer out there and it's 110 degrees, guess where I'm gonna be?
No thanks.
Out there
no.
with the deer at 110
I can
degrees.
buy enough ground beef in the store. You ain't getting me to be out there
I
at
can't.
110 degrees.
I
No,
can't eat ground beef from the store.
It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with the fact that there is no way, unless you have a walk-in cooler on wheels,
Yeah,
that
it
you
would
can get
last.
that deer cold enough, fast enough to keep the meat from spoiling at 90, 95, even 85 degree temperature.
Guess what, guys? This area is 10 minutes from my house.
Do
Doesn't
you have
matter.
a walk-in freezer in your house?
I have a freezer ready to throw it in there.
Can you have it cut up in 15 minutes?
Yeah, with 4 other women helping me and some sharp knives.
From the time you shoot it till the time it's in the freezer, 15
Oh,
minutes.
yeah, I don't know.
No.
Mike, we're not going to speak on that, okay? We're just
I'm trying to save you from
No.
getting sick.
No, we're not going to speak on it. And as a matter of fact, I think I will have access to a walk-in freezer. Thank you for putting that in my head.
There
But
you go.
I don't think it'll be that hot. I'll find out this weekend because you only get a 2-week window. And I don't know if we'll be out there with any other hunters or if the way that they have it segmented out, if this group will be here for this period. We'll see. But regardless of where they stick us at, if they zone it out,
When does it start?
the season for this managed hunt starts September 15th through October 29th.
Okay.
But we don't get that whole period to hunt. They tell us
Oh,
what
it'll
our
be cool
time
by
span
then.
is. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
Okay.
Shoot, I don't know.
So
This weather's been
save-
weird.
save your gallon milk jugs. Okay. Put them in the freezer. Get them frozen.
Yep.
So when you take and you shoot the deer, as
Mm.
soon as you got it, you throw a couple of milk jugs inside of it to get it cooled off. Wrap it in a space blanket and get it home as fast as you can.
Oh, it's going straight to the butcher. I ain't gonna process it. Yeah.
Well,
Which, by the way, I could process it, but I really don't have the space, and I'm also doing this in between surgery, so
okay.
we'll see. A
The-
friend of mine has an electric bike with a cart. If I have stitches in my mouth during that time frame, then I may be willing it out. So my hopes is I harvest during archery season and done, so I'm free the rest of the season to mentor and be available instead of stressing out trying to mentor and get my own hunts in. That's the
Awesome.
goal. So fill my freezer and then I can just cruise the rest of the season along.
Did you guys see where Kansas banned trail cameras on Kansas Department of Wildlife and Parks and Land and Waters last Friday?
No.
Yep, they're in an uproar about it.
Yeah.
It's hunters can be funny sometimes. Like I do a visual pile when I pack or anything. I don't everything that I put like in this one picture I posted of my visual pack pile or stuff that I look at for a few weeks. And you think about it and you start pulling out what you don't need or you think about what you're carrying in. I specifically said this is a visual pile. this pile is not what I'm packing in when I go. I had like just about everybody, oh, I don't carry all that stuff in, and I go and been doing it 30 years and I don't need all that stuff. And I'm like, oh, it's all Kansas people too. But you
Well,
didn't say that.
it's like when
Yeah.
we used to go camping. I mean, you put everything out and you decide where you know where you're
Yeah.
going to go, and then you decide, do I need this? No. Okay. Do I need this, or do I need a lightweight one or a heavyweight one? Okay.
Exactly.
You switch out, and and then plus you do a complete inventory at the same time. Like, hey, does that thing wear out? So I can
Yeah.
buy another one if I need it,
Or did I use this the last 4 times? Then I need to just get rid of it out of my life altogether if I didn't.
right.
But the whole where I was getting at on the trail cam, um, I get why some people would use the trail cams, but it's got to a point where some people feel entitled on public land, and they have trail cams up, and this is my spot, and I've been watching this deer, and I'm like, well, you don't own this public land. And yeah, you've been spotting this deer on a trail cam for I don't know how long, but you have a person that actually just got up and went and did it the old fashioned way and just went spotting and stalking and looking. And just because you've had a trail cam up for X amount of time period doesn't give you entitled to that area to hunt in. It's gotten really ridiculous. And I'm not saying that's everybody out here, but I'm like, God, I don't know what's worse. 2A community, conservation community now.
Well,
Yeah.
I can see
Mhm.
some of the things that why they're getting upset with trail cams.
Mhm.
Used to be that trail camera was a trail camera. You put it in, you put a card in it, you go, you take the card, and you see what you got. Nowadays, they have it where it's signed up to one or two mobile
Yeah.
networks,
Yep.
and as soon as it takes a picture, it's sitting there, and some of these guys, and let's be honest, not everybody is an ethical hunter, runs out
Mhm.
there at 2 a.m. knowing that deer is going to show up, and be there at 2 a.m. and
Yep.
puts an arrow through it, and that's it.
Yep. Now, I'm not gonna lie. If I had property and accessibility to use a camera, I would. And I actually have cameras now, but if they tell us we can put cams out, I'm probably not going to because even though I'm mentoring, I'm still at that stage where I still have a lot that I need to learn, and tracking is one of them, and picking spots. So I've been going out every so many days searching for signs and figuring out where I'm gonna set my blinds up, and it'll make me feel more confident that should I choose to start using trail cams, well, I know what to look for. So I don't want it to be I'm relying on trail cams and not know how to
Well, that's the thing. Even
track
I 300 acres of land, and I sit down and we go drive through with the ATVs and walk through everything and see where the deer were, and then put a trail cam up to see if we could find a buck that we wanted to shoot.
hmm
That's all we do. That's all we use it for. Otherwise, we knew there were deer there, so
But were you doing that on private or public?
it was private though.
I think that you
That's a whole
should
different
totally
story.
take that off the table. Yeah, we're talking about people acting like this on
Well, I
public
understand, but
land.
on public land though, it's the same thing. You can go out and find where the sign for the deer are, and you can set up there. You know, you don't have to hunt a buck every uh, the biggest buck in the area. Hell, one food plot, I could always guarantee you that the biggest buck in the area would be there. With the right wind.
Mhm.
That was it.
So,
Whoever got the luck of the draw got it.
I think the last thing I gotta do is I'm gonna attempt to load some 6.5 Creedmoor here in the next couple of weeks. I'm gonna have to go over to a friend's house. I don't have everything set up here. See what happens. So let's pray I still have my face afterwards.
Oh, come on,
Really?
come on.
So we'll see.
You got,
Oh, and
you got your 550 set up there, right?
yes, it's in my bedroom right now.
Okay. Well, is it set up?
Yeah.
Okay, you can load on the your 365 on the 550.
I don't have a sturdy enough table I trust right now to mount it on, and I haven't went and bought one yet. So I'm gonna cheat and go over
Okay.
to a friend's house, use
There
their
you go.
stuff. Gotta do what I gotta do. Oh, I won't be here next week. I get surgery again next week.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
excited. I'm excited.
Getting closer, huh?
Yeah, they probably think I'm crazy because I'm like, oh, I gotta come next week. Y'all not gonna, put me on the list if somebody cancels. I want to go to the dentist. They're like, okay. I'm like, no, just fix it. So
Yeah.
that's where we're at.
Okay, Nick. What about you? You got a lot of stuff, right?
I do. I got a lot. I wasn't here last week. Had a gun group meeting I'm involved with every third, or is it third? Yeah, third Wednesday of each month. But I had a gun show over the weekend as well, and picked up quite a bit of stuff. So actually, between a gun show, some stuff I bought online, and on some auctions, got all this. So got a 8mm Ellie Wilson 8mm Mauser, basically brand new case gauge for like
Wow.
$15. Couldn't pass on that. Got a basically brand new Lyman 30 cal neck expander M die for like half price, like $10-15. Also got this set of RCBS carbine 9x21, but the cool part about these, they can load 9mm Luger, 9x21, and 9x23. So, and he's being a carbide. I got those for a good price. Slightly used, but couldn't complain. $25 for those. And then a gentleman on MeWe I ran across was selling all sorts of stuff, dies related. And I picked up these basically brand new 7.5 Swiss dies. So,
Ooh, pretty.
they are my first set of
Pretty.
Hornady dies. Plus, it's got the self-centering, which is super nice. So,
Did they ever use them? Those look new.
they are basically brand new, and I paid $25 for those.
Oh, cool.
So, and then these are almost impossible to find anywhere, really. If it wants to load.
7.7 Jap.
7.7 airsock, 7.7 Japanese airsock, and these also are basically,
Oh, those are new.
yeah, and those are $25 as well.
Oh,
So yeah, I got some good deals last week and so. Also plan on working on the reloading bench this weekend. Got all the stuff to build it. So we'll hopefully get that good start on that this weekend. And I believe his name's Chad, who runs Southern Shine Media, sent me a 5-pound. So we're gonna give that a test this weekend. Clean some brass. Maybe do should probably do a video on it, kind of show my review of it and see what I think of it. Because I've been using the pins for the last 3 or 4 years. So I've been wanting to get some of this, but reached out and decided to send me some. So
that's the chips.
yep, that's the chips. Yep.
Yeah.
So other than that, that's about it.
That looks big for a 5-pound bag.
Maybe it's 20. I can't. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that's more than 5 pounds. It might be 20. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure what size he sent you, but then when you get done playing with it, we're gonna have him on to talk about it.
yes,
So.
absolutely. So, oh, another thing, I just had these on the table. Most people don't know what these are. This is 8x56 Mannlicher. Most time when you see this, it's Nazi marked. So the cool part about this one, this is pre German occupation. So this is non-German marked. So this is pre-1939.
Nice.
So I have some of this. I have the German stuff of this. I figured price was right at the gun show. I figured I'll grab a couple boxes.
Is that
Of
for the
the-
M95?
Yeah, this is for my M95.
Okay.
So
The bench you're making, is that the one you show me the specs on with the ammo cans?
no, I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
If I do anything, that'll be just like a table, like a little table side I make for my computer down the road. So the current plan for the bench is going to be all 2x4s and then a countertop from Menards. I have I think $110 in materials for the countertop for the table. Maybe a little more. Probably 120, 130. So we're going to do L corners 2x4s. And then, of course, we're going to have a 2x4 frame with 3 middle posts and then 1x3s that'll kind of hold sturdiness when I put the countertop on. And countertop's nice. Got a nice little lip on the front. Nice little backsplash. It's going to be 8 feet wide by I think it's about 25 inches deep. So that's going to be super nice. And it's a nice black countertop. So
Get you to learn how to epoxy your countertop. There you go.
well, it's a finished already countertop. So the guy tried to sell me on a butcher block. I'm like, no, I'm not paying the $260 for an 8-foot section of butcher block.
I
How
would.
much? How
It
much?
was
That's
It was
cheap.
it was good price. I didn't want to spend the money, and I wanted something so build a budget. It's $130 bench. It's going to do the job for what I want to do, and so
I
Yeah.
literally have 2 pieces of plywood screwed together, so it's 3/4 inch plywood, but still.
Yeah. That works.
I've even thought about doing the routing those channels in this. I haven't 100% decided if I might do that.
Well, you're pretty thin now. Remember that with a countertop.
Well, it's
Okay.
it's a 2 3/4 inch fiberboard is what it is.
It's only the lip. It's only the lip. It only goes so far back. So you got to be careful with that because and fiber does not hold like plywood does
Mhm.
with the screws and the track. So, and I end up screwing and gluing. So I epoxy it first and then put the screws in to hold it down and glues it all in. So
Yeah, you might want to get some plywood to back that, Nick.
I am. I'd say we talked. We're going to do that plywood in between,
Right.
on top of the actual 2x4s. That'll be underneath the countertop.
Right.
Is what's
And-
going to go there.
yeah, because it cuts your depth in half on the 3/4 inch. So it kind of makes your you run that 3/4 inch groove all the way down, and it would cut your thickness down into half on that. So just so you know,
Gotcha.
but other than that, I love it. I use it all the time. I can move anything around on my bench, whatever I want, from my Dillon to anything. It doesn't matter. I mean, my priming station, my trimming station, any of that can be moved with it. So it's nice. And you can clamp it down, where it's not permanent. So it works.
Mm-hmm.
So
Ooh. Vanessa's got some 4x12 by 8-foot long red oak planks.
that is heavy.
Yeah.
That is heavy.
Yeah.
What's she doing with those? Making a bench.
Mm-hmm. Let's all laugh at Sharp quick. 1, 2, 3. For those of you who don't know why we're laughing at Sharp, he is doing the bane of all brake jobs in existence, drum brakes. And yes, I know there's some people out there that have been doing drum brakes since they came out in 1930 something, and they're like, "Oh, it's easy. It's better than them freaking disc brakes." No, it's not.
No. Disc brakes are a half-hour job, Pull them off.
Those self-adjusters suck, no doubt about it.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yep. And don't forget, he found a little pal when he was out there working on it too.
Yes, he did.
Yes.
So,
Flash that up on the screen, Mike.
hey, Sharp, if you're not done with that, I've got 2 words for you. There's a little Generation X for you late 90s, early 2000s wrestling fans. So. Okay, so as some people who've been watching this podcast live have seen over the last couple weeks, they've seen me wearing this very fancy and nice shirt and drinking out of this pretty kick-ass tumbler. So tonight, they go live. And if y'all want, you all can buy the fancy tumbler and the fancy shirt. The shirt, there's 2 options. There's the just the regular logo like I have, and then there's another option where you've got Anatomy of a Pew on the back. So, working with Southern Gals Crafts, which is anybody who's on MeWe or Signal knows Chris Brannon. It's Chris Brannon's wife's company. So we've been working with her to get that up and running. Sorry about that. I didn't think you wanted to hear that burp. So, let's see here. Hang on while I type in this lovely long. Why am I typing it? I can just copy it. Duh, dumbass. Sometimes I'm dumb. So, so this is going to go live tonight. And I will post it in the show notes. But what I'm going to do now is show you what it looks like. So this is the website through Southern Gals Crafts. I will post it on the Reloading Podcast page on Facebook. I'll post it on MeWe, Discord, Signal. Although Chris said he was going to probably beat me to posting it in the Signal and MeWe. So here's what we're looking at. There's different color options. Everything from small to 5X. We've got sport gray, military green, and white for the shirts. Like I said, here's the 3 different looks. Sport gray is the one that I've got on. That's just the regular podcast shirt. Here's the Anatomy of a Pew. So they also have, you can use Shop Pay if you're familiar with that. And then for the tumblers, excuse me, we've got 3 different options. We've got the powder, like the one I've been drinking out of, the extruded powder. We've got the brass, and then we've got one with the American flag. And then we've also got a can cooler. or koozie, as we like to call them up here in Wisconsin. So yeah, all the details and everything are on the website. So if you're interested, swing in, check it out. So
Looks nice, Mike. Good work.
I thank Tiffany. Tiffany and her partner and Chris have done all the work on it. So it's pretty awesome. It's something that I talked about a few years ago. Travis tried, but unfortunately the supplier that we found was absolute garbage. He's still got the stuff available on his website too, on Buckeye Targets. So there's still some stuff available on there. Especially the Rick and Morty stuff that they had. And then so on and so forth. So, but
We still got Rob from Hunt Shoot Off Road shirt up. Are those still out there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Rob's still got his Brass Goblin stuff at Hunt Shoot Off Road. And if you use code RLP, you get a discount. So,
are these silk screened or iron on?
I believe they're iron on.
Okay.
You got to, the only thing is you got to turn them inside out to wash them. So,
okay.
But it's not a big deal. But I mean, they look great. They hold up.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that was the problem with the one that you got, Nick, is it didn't really hold up to washings.
Yeah, you can see that on that Brass Goblin. Whew.
So,
especially the Brass Goblin one.
Yeah. But, yeah. So this is 5 times already. It's been washed, and nothing, no issues. Usually on those, you're going to start to notice something, second, third washing, especially. So, but yeah, very excited to have the merch live now. So, like I said, I will not be posting the link in the Reloading Podcast group on Facebook, because we want to keep that active. We've got 13,000 members in there. We want to keep it going. And when you post stuff for links for buying and selling stuff in groups, it tends to draw Facebook's attention. So, but what I'm going to do, hopefully, I got to get approval from the rest of the admins. I don't want to ruffle any feathers, but is to post in the Reloading Podcast group, says, hey, go to the Reloading Podcast page and check out our merch or something like that. So, and there'll be a link in the show notes. So I'll get that updated too. But yeah, so all live. So, and I was, you probably have a half hour on that deer surrounded, depending on the temperature, but not a lot. So, but from what I've seen, some people getting early season deer up here when it's 75, 80 that opening weekend. A lot of people have had spoilage. So,
yeah. I'll just be happy if I get something.
Yeah.
In archery season, it'll be my first archery harvest, and then and these tags won't affect my regular tags too. So I'll be able to. That's why I'm trying to get reloaded up with some stuff now, so I can hit shotgun and rifle season too.
Nice. Oh, and Sharenda, Chris and Tiffany said that when you're ready, they want to talk to you about getting some wilderness stuff going.
Of course.
So
they got my number.
Yeah.
They should have me on speed dial. As much as I bother Chris.
There you go. So, all righty, gang. So, Sharenda, you're going to load some 6.5. What are you going to load?
I haven't decided yet.
Do you have a projectile picked? Do you have a powder picked?
Nope. I'm going to do all that this weekend. Sit down and think. And look.
Okay.
And get a recipe. I have to think about it and then get a recipe and then shop.
Okay.
That's where I'm at.
Paul, you're muted. You've been muted for a while.
140 Sharenda.
140.
Yep,
Mhm.
140s. Powder is going to be H4350.
And I actually have some of that.
Yay!
Hey.
Mm.
Oh,
I do
that's
have a
IMR.
little bit of brass, but I need to definitely buy some more brass because I got some target practice to do too.
I want to say Graphs has got some.
Graphs are mid south. I know mid south is always running a good price.
Mid South or graphs.
Yeah.
One other thing I like about Graphs, is they usually have a little deal where they've got brass and bullets together.
Yeah.
Handgun, rifle. There we go.
And Shrinda, we need to make a car trip over there. Have you ever been over to Graphs?
I'm not.
It's over in Mexico, Missouri. It's what would we say? What would you say, Dad? 2 hours?
For real?
Clear
Yeah.
other side of the state.
Okay, hang on. Let's do this. I can open Google
Mexico's not
Maps.
far. Yeah. We should do a field trip on that.
Well, nice, especially if we have like a weekday where we have nothing going on. You hit Graphs, and then on the way back, you swing down to Sierra and pick up bullets.
Hey,
We
they
gotta
got
do
alpha.
something
They got
on
alpha
that.
brass in stock.
Mike, whatever happened to us doing a tour of Sierra? Did you ever sweet talk them?
No, I never did because I didn't have time to push the issue.
Okay.
Um,
So
Powder,
Graphs.
Powder Valley has Lapua 65 Creedmoor brass.
And Powder Valley is a Kansas company, so
Right.
What's Powder Valley's price?
108.30 for 100.
Nice.
it's pretty good.
Graphs is 109.99 for 100.
And if you want to go with Starline, they're 29.26 for 50. So figure $60 for 100 if you want to go that way.
How much was it for 100 at those two places?
108.30 at Powder Valley
For 100?
for 100 from Lapua.
Oh, Lapua. Okay.
Yeah.
I can get you at Mid South 100 pieces of 6.5 Creedmoor Starline for $70.
100 pieces at Powder Valley is $60. 29.26 for 50.
Yeah, there you go. Yep.
Wow, 66.99 for 100 at Graphs.
Yeah, so Powder Valley is your best price right now.
And
That-
bulletos. Let's see, rifle bullets. 264. $130, 135, 140s are $41.
Yeah, no, I didn't realize Starline was local to Missouri. I just never
So-
really paid attention to that.
So Shrinda, Sierra, Road, Starline.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously, they are right across the street from each other.
Next to each
Yeah.
other. Next to each other.
Next to
Not
each other
across the
across
street, next
a little. Yeah, there's
drive,
little
a
side
parking
road.
lot. Little
Yeah.
parking lot. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, now Nick, that you're here, like I can't get the ladies to go with me on these particular. little
So,
trips.
from
we
my
seriously need to
house-
plan this.
From my house to Graphs in Mexico, Missouri is 2 hours and 45 minutes.
So that would take it down to probably
About-
2 hours and 20 minutes from me.
Probably.
Yeah, we need to do
So,
it.
Especially on like a weekend. We get up early, hit the road,
Yeah.
get there mid-morning. So
Yep.
you have to go during the day. I don't know if they still do tours or not.
at Sierra, no. I've
They
looked.
stopped. Oh,
Yeah, they've stopped since COVID. I think we were one of the last when we went. What year was that, Dad? 19?
When's the last time you asked?
It's only
I'm
six
not
and a half hours for me.
When's the last time you asked, Nick?
I asked him at shot.
That was like 7 months ago.
Yeah, but
It's
they
still most up to date you're gonna get. So it's so weird. They haven't updated their factory outlet store since last year.
yeah.
Their pricing. So I don't even know if they're doing that at the moment. That's somebody that you'd almost have to call on because when they haven't updated that PDF, what's going on? So
they're kicking stuff out the door as fast as they can make it.
I think that's what it is, and they're not even worried about it. They're just
Yeah, their money's not in those seconds. It's their money's in the new stuff.
yeah.
You have to really be careful when you buy seconds there.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I weigh every single one, and I micrometer every single one. I do that on all of my seconds I buy from Sierra. They used to be well worth it, but
They're so close. They're so close in price now.
now, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Unless you're looking for a specific one that you can't find on the shelf. Like I know Dad's looking for 8mm, 150 grain.
Mm-hmm.
Finding that on the shelf right now is not the easiest thing in the world. So,
yeah.
But
yeah, look at Powder Valley. You can order all the stuff you need right from them.
Yep.
Okay.
There.
And they definitely look like they're better pricing.
yeah, and Powder, like we said, Powder Valley is a Kansas company, so it's not like you're ordering from California, New York, some of these other states. It's a local Midwest company.
Oh, Ken listed. Graf has Alpha and Peterson brass options as well. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Graf's is a cool store. You'd like it, Trenda.
Okay.
And also, if you need to order a thing from Midway USA, they're in Columbia, and you can do factory pickup. You can just do a warehouse pickup, no shipping.
Yeah, it depends on if I give $50 worth of stuff, which I don't think I've ever ordered less than $50 worth of stuff. I think they do free shipping or whatever that minimum is.
Yeah,
Depends.
yeah, it depends on the item a lot of times. If you're ordering a big thing,
Okay.
they still tack on shipping, but especially if you're going that direction, like for instance, say we were going to Mexico, Colombia, you're going through Colombia, so it's you're right there. So that's like what
that guy ain't my money.
I do too, but sometimes you almost have to order from him. It comes down to it.
Yeah, I know. It's but yeah, the 6.5. Look at 140 grain bullets. Look at it, H40 4350, and look at your Lapua brass. You got large rifle primers.
No, I think in my stockpile currently I only have small rifle primers. Yep.
Good luck. Good luck. That's all I gotta say.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Shields might have some. I haven't been down there in about a week and a half, 2 weeks, so
I'll check them out this weekend.
I might run down there this weekend also. So
then you might have to go to Graf's and order some Peterson 6.5. Do they have any 6.5 small rifle primer brass in stock?
let me take a look.
From
Graf's
Peterson?
did, yes.
There you go.
Peterson, yeah.
Well, STL Ammo Man is already planned out an itinerary for us, so we just got to show up.
What we need to do, being that Mike's up in Wisconsin, just like what either Ken Brown either do Graf's or Brownells.
I would love to do Brownells.
Because Brownells is like 3.5 from us, Shrenda.
They be pissing me off.
Why?
It's because they have all the stuff.
That's good though, isn't it?
No, because I can't go out there and just grab one thing. It turns into a rabbit hole window shopping spree.
Oh, you haven't said nothing yet. You need to go to Graf's, or not, Graf's and Brownells. Because the cool thing about it, you go in their little showroom, you go on their computer. If you want to look at every single set of 1911 grips they carry, you can literally click and add every single set to your cart. Have them bring it to the warehouse showroom floor, and you can search through every single one and pick out one, and just purchase that one.
Why are you telling me this?
It's an awesome facility. If you haven't, I love
How far
it.
away is this place?
Brownells from my location.
Grinnell, Iowa. So just for fun, Grafs also has pull down brass, 6.5 Creedmoor, primed with small rifles, $62 for 100.
That's not bad.
Dang, that's cheap actually.
Mm.
Yeah.
So you're getting 100 pieces of 6.5 small rifle primer brass, and it's got the primers in it.
Say about 55 cents at most per piece of brass. I'm
Oh.
looking at the brass because you're taking about 7 to 8 cents for the primer, and
Yeah, so all you do is you pull your expander ball, or you pull your decapping pin out of your.
You take the pin out of your die,
Mhm.
and that way you have your expander ball in there
Mhm.
to because you have a Redding set of dies. It should be real nice,
I do, don't I?
and you're not.
Oh, you have a fantastic set of dies.
yeah, Shrenda. So all you'll do is you'll take that just piece out. You'll keep this all on.
Yep.
And you'll be ready to rock and roll. So
Yep.
Okay. Bet 62 for, and that's at Grafs, right?
Yep.
Okay. Let me just pull it up. Pull it up now.
So
Excuse
Oh,
me.
I will say this to everybody: if you need PPU brass, buy it now.
Why are they going out?
They are not bringing any more into the country for
Who?
the PPU for the time being. They are putting an embargo on shipping anything, firearms or ammunition out, due to the pending conflict with one of their connecting countries.
Belarus,
Belarus. Yep. So
because the United States State Department issued a order for all EU and American citizens to leave Belarus.
yep.
You would think they'd have done that by now.
But
Belarus wasn't doing anything. They were, but now there's drums are beating, guys.
So you're saying if I want that 50 piece bag of PPU 303 British brass, I better buy it now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm probably going to be doing a bigger go through once I get all my brass and all that over. Going to be doing a big kind of figuring out, and then whatever I need, not a ton of brass, but maybe a bag or two here, a bag or two there of certain stuff. So
Yeah.
but it could be. We're talking on some other guys that load surplus cartridges. It could be 2-3 years once this all officially hits us over here that you won't see some of your oddball stuff like your 6.5 Carcano, your 7.35 Carcano, some of your other oddball stuff. It's gonna be a little while. So we're bracing for that on the surplus reloading side.
Okay, real quick, guys. Barnes TTS for deer and elk. In what cartridge, Truth? What cartridge? We need to know. Enlighten us, please.
Yeah. What cartridge?
Yep.
In Shrenda on the Brownells, it is exactly 4 hours from my house.
We need to plan this.
It's 4 hours from
Brownells
my
is-
house too.
Dangerous. Okay.
It is a very
Brownells,
dangerous spot.
dangerous.
I mean, it can't. It's like, if you don't have any money on your debit card, it's not that dangerous.
If you
You leave all the
dangerous,
other
okay?
cards at home.
No, because they have what is it, Acquire or something like that you can get
Uh-huh.
credit. Okay,
Mhm.
so
Damn it.
it is dangerous.
Yeah.
You know,
And they,
So-
have a flavored coffee machine there. You can walk out with your mug full of flavored coffee.
yep.
It just spit out like a carrot.
No, it's
It's one of the full like industrial size ones.
yeah. You
Oh.
tell it you want this kind of roast, this cream, the flavoring you want. So
They got a soda machine there. All complimentary.
You guys are evil.
I'll
Like I
meet you
say,
there, Nick.
All right, what are you? 4 hours? 4.5,
Oh,
5?
no, that's only 2.5, between 3.5 hours.
That's what I'm saying. It's like a perfect middle point for Mike, Sharon, and I and you.
When are we doing this?
We'll figure out time.
Yeah.
My
We need to
fault.
get a hold of Brownells. We need to do a tour. That'd be
Agreed.
cool.
I've
Agreed.
had the tour.
I haven't. I've been there like 5 times and I've never had the tour.
Sucks to be you.
Yeah, I mean, Mike, you just wearing the shirt, drinking the cup. I've had the tour.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, here's my cup again.
Yeah, but you guys went to SHOT Show this year, so. And I didn't.
That was by choice, wasn't it?
Not really. That was because of cancer.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess that choice is taken out of your hand.
Yeah. so-
Yeah.
That reminds me, Mike, that's someone we can think about for shirts for SHOT Show.
Yep.
So
So yeah, I'm gonna get you guys all shirts and cups. So you'll have to let me know sizes and then what type of cup you want and whether you want the anatomy of a pew or not,
sounds good.
and what color shirt. So
Are you going to shop coming up, Nick?
I plan on it. I should have enough time between that and then France.
All right.
I'm already planning that far. So I'm already looking at time and I look at it every week. Every week the time updates on my PTO. I'm already planning out, okay, I got to take a week here, and
I know. I was thinking that too, and I was like, well, damn, worst case scenario, I could, if I time this right, I could. Well, now it's a little late. If I'd have got knocked up and been on maternity leave by then, I could have left the kid with my mom and still had a 6 to 8. Yeah, I thought about that. I mean, we're talking about
Wow.
12 weeks of paid vacation.
you getting
Well,
a little red over there, Mike?
I mean, I'm my mom's only child, so you know, any kid that I opt to birth would basically be her kid. So,
and the nice thing about it, we have jobs out in the Vegas area. I just tell them I'm going out on a site visit
there it is.
and just take one afternoon and go see the job site.
There it is.
I'm truly working. So, no, I should have enough time. I think I'm already up to a week now again.
Nice.
The things we do.
Yep.
So PPU brass going to be hard to get. Truth still has not come back to us of what cartridge he's shooting.
Anybody else got any reloading questions out in the side chat?
Real quick, where were you looking at the PPU brass at, Nick? Brown
It's just for what?
Crafts has got some.
Crafts.
Powder Valley's got some.
Most of the time when I'm buying PPU, it's from Graphs.
All right, I'll look
Graphs or Powder Valley or Graphs or Powder Valley are the two I've been when I buy brass.
Pretty comparable in price.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'll probably end up doing, well, they're about the same distance from me now, so. Stinks at Powder Valley so far, South Kansas.
Yep.
Did you say it stinks that they are South Kansas?
They're like South Central.
They're south of Wichita.
Yeah,
Aren't
they're like
they-
way down there.
Aren't you closer now than you were?
I am closer now than I was, but I'm
If
still
you go-
closer to Graphs.
If you go to Wanamaker's gun show, make a big loop. It's not that
That's
far.
true. Well, it's more of a warehouse. So
Yeah.
I don't think they have a storefront like Graphs does.
Well, they do, but they don't. Okay,
Is
I mean,
it nowhere near as big? But
Yeah, I've been there. It's a big warehouse, okay, but there's a very small storefront. I mean,
probably like Mid-South down in Clarksville.
I haven't been to that one.
Oh, I forgot to tell you guys that I did meet a new ammo manufacturer when I was at the Armed Women of America conference. Remind me to chat with y'all about them later. I was going to see if y'all want to have them on the show later.
Okay.
Got their card on my bulletin board.
Sounds like a good plan.
So still no truth. Okay. Well, Barnes bullets are good for deer and elk, so I wouldn't, wouldn't worry about it too much.
What cartridge do you recommend?
Oh, you know what? For most people, 30-06 is for deer and elk. Deer and elk is fine with the TTS bullets. You get enough velocity, good penetration. They open up and hold their weight well, so they're good. It's a good bullet. If you got to be stinky about it, 308 can do the same job, but then 270, any of the sevens, 6.5, I think, me personally think that it's a little light for elk, but it's a great deer round. You wanted to go 6.5, PRC, then you got more behind it. So.
I know Ryan Kleckner's all on the whole 6.5 Creedmoor for even elk, so he's been pimping that lately. But
isn't Chris has been doing 7mm PRC, I think, last year, and
yeah,
I think it's his plan this year.
7mm is in PRC is a great round. I mean, it's a basically it's a 7 mag, without the belt.
Yep.
And with a shorter powder column, you get a better ignition out of it. And that's from a 7mm Magnum person who thinks that that's what the 7mm Remington Magnum was designed for, was elk. It was an elk cartridge.
Yep. All right, Paul, whitetail, 243 or 7.8?
243 if it's a young person. Okay. If they're a regular person, older gentleman or over 18, then 708. I'll take 708 any day for deer. It's great. But for teaching a 12-year-old 243, because they can control the recoil with 100 to 105 grain bullet. Plus, it makes a great varmint cartridge that they can practice with light bullets. The 243.
Sharp said 300 PRC the last 3 years, elk, and 7 PRC if the stock shows up.
Gotcha.
So
I knew I had bought him some 7mm PRC.
Yeah, but it's a good round. I mean, the 7mm, like I say, it was the original elk round.
Mm-hmm.
That was what everybody, other than Elmer Keith, 340 OKH, but running with scissors, that's some BS. 708 is one badass improved 308. I didn't say it wasn't. I just said that you're looking at the 243 versus the 708, and I said for an older person, 708. For a beginning shooter, 12 years old, you're starting them out, give them a 243. What else is out there? How about accuracy loading anything? Anybody out there trying to load something for accuracy? I know we got a couple of guys out there that are sitting there.
I'm going to be, but not now.
Not now. What are you going to be?
Well, eventually I'm going to be doing 6.5. I suppose technically I'm going to be doing 30 or 30-30 for accuracy because that's going to be deer loads.
Okay.
So, but eventually 6.5 Creedmoor. So,
Deer season is coming soon, right?
Nope.
3 months,
3 months.
November.
It'll come quick.
Yep. So,
Running with scissors. Give him a Grendel or an arc. And Duncan says Grendel. 6.5 Grendel. Well, we're talking that into a.
that wasn't one of the options, you goofballs. It was 243 or 708. That was
Yeah.
the two choices. Quit trying to goof up my options with more options.
Well, Bench Addict is sitting there with a 300 Win Mag trying to get a 1,000 yard accuracy load.
He's working at it.
He's working at it.
Boy, does that can make that load quiet.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Dare I say, almost hearing safe.
Oh, wow.
So
That's that Thunder Beast, right?
yeah. So because he had it out at the range and he was popping off rounds while we were shooting. And yeah, pretty darn quiet.
Okay.
Excuse me. Yeah, I'm going to be cranking out some 300 blackout as soon as I find my other 550. Oh, what the hell? My other 550 head. So
What about the 650?
I don't have conversion for it.
Oh, okay. You don't have the right shell plate.
No. Whereas currently on my 550, I actually have the correct shell plate installed because it's currently set up for 223.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, all I need to do is pull this head off, slide the other head in, put the dies in, and away we go.
You need another head then, right?
Yeah, I've got one around here somewhere. I just don't know where it is. Yeah. Too many projects, not enough time. So.
And to answer Chris's question he had, or not really question, his response he had earlier in the Facebook chat, I will be getting a suppressor. I want to get settled into a house first, and then I will be buying a suppressor. And I want to find the right one. So
You better find a place to shoot first.
I know.
You haven't shot since you've left Illinois.
No, I haven't.
At least I can shoot here.
Yeah.
If only there was a website you could go to find a shooting range.
Oh my gosh. I introduced him to a couple of guys that he can go shoot. Or he can call me.
He just don't want to go pay to shoot. That's his problem.
No,
Ah,
I'm trying to get into public range or private range.
okay.
Uh-huh.
Truth has come back. He says it's a 7-run mag. That is definitely a fine bullet for deer and elk.
Nick, what's your zip code?
66012.
There's like 3 private ranges around.
Yeah.
here.
One's 10 minutes from my house, and the other one's about
Yeah.
25. The one that Ken Brown shot at is the one that's 25.
Within
And-
20 miles of your house, there are 10 ranges.
Put over 200 yards. – 'What that does. I think it drops your number dramatically.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause 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 'Cause
That one 10 minutes by your house has got it's got a little bit of a waiting list, but
Tri County.
I think it's Tri County. Or
Tri
is it or kill
Tri County's 10 minutes. Mill Creek's about 25.
yeah, Mill Creek is the one that has a little bit of a waiting list, but
Yeah.
I think it goes pretty quick. But Mill Creek wants 2 people, I think, have to refer you.
What about Powder
And-
Creek?
Powder Creek. Where's Powder
That's-
Creek at?
No, Powder Creek is for sporting clay and
Yes.
trapping.
Everybody thinks Powder Creek has a rifle and pistol range. It does not.
No, it has a little 3D archery setup. That's it. No,
Okay.
yeah.
You're not the first. They tell me, why do you go shoot your rifle at Powder Creek? I'm like,
You
since
can't.
when have they had a rifle range that I don't know about?
Mhm.
Because that's like 5 minutes from my work.
Yeah, I almost got in trouble out there for shooting a judge, but we were shooting 410. So, and when I say I almost got in trouble, they did the right thing. Someone saw me shooting a pistol out there and was like, "You're not supposed to." I'm like, "But I'm using 410, so it's good."
So the bad thing about both the private ranges around here, you have to be an NRA member,
Yep,
and
Mhm.
that's kind of my dilemma. I really don't want to rejoin the NRA.
all of them.
Yep.
That sucks.
Truth. One more thing, Truth. If I was going to go with the Barnes TTX in the 7 mag, try 78-28 as far as your powder from IMR. I think you'll find you get your best velocity out of that.
Nick, how many yards? What's your minimum yardage you trying to get?
100. All one's 100 minimum.
Are you on a 100? Okay.
Because somewhere I would love longer, but if I can have 100 that I can do a nice, is either 50 and 100, so I can do a nice 50-yard zero, and if I want to stretch a milsurp out to like 100, that would be awesome.
So I kind of feel bad for you, Nick,
Yeah, no, I'm
because
I'm
within
Go ahead, Mike.
I was going to say within 20 miles of me, 8 ranges of 100 or more.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel bad for you.
yeah, it's rough. I've asked around, and
Well, you just need to win the frickin' lottery and make your own range.
well, and I've even thought about if I have to, worst comes to shove, I'll do the NRA membership. That's
Small price to pay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I looked at trying to find a range out here that had longer yardage, and I finally found an F-class club that shoots at Atterbury, the military rifle range.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And so, but I'd have to join the NRA
Yep.
Yeah.
in order.
Mike, can you post that website? Oh, never mind.
He just he read your mind.
No, Todd Duncan asked.
Ah. Yeah, it's
I ain't
rough.
reading nothing. I'm illiterate.
So the plan is Mill Creek does do rifle matches or they do different matches every month. And then this weekend there is a military rifle match that I've been debating on going and shooting in. So plus you got to know people, so I thought about going there and kind of shooting and getting to know some of the other members there, and so and then I'm gonna ask if I can join the Kansas State Rifle Association, because that back in Illinois that was one of the things you could do. You could join the Illinois State Rifle Association instead of an NRA membership. So I'm hoping that's kind of a hidden gem you're allowed to do. So I gotta.
Where's the state, the Kansas State Rifle range?
Probably in Topeka area, Topeka or Wichita, probably.
I wouldn't be surprised if they have a little hidden pocket group up in DeSoto too, Nick. I can't remember where all they shoot at.
Let's see if I can. Let's see if they have a. not seeing about their own range anywhere. They're post office boxes in Topeka, so I imagine it's Topeka area. Here we go, Kansas Firearms Training Center. And we don't say where. Of course not.
Give them a call.
Yep.
They don't have one.
There we go.
Who
They
doesn't have
don't
one?
have one. They don't have a
State range.
training state range.
Oh.
They have a firearms training center where they use other people's ranges and go in and do that. Yeah. They got a real nice license plate though.
Yeah, I've been debating on that one.
So Ken Brown just posted in Discord that Optics Planet has a big sweepstakes that they're doing. So I don't got the Optics Planet much. Oh, it's a Vortex Experience sweepstakes. Never mind.
Yeah.
So it's a Vortex sweepstakes. So
Been there, done that.
So something fun. Speaking of something fun, the Patriot Patch of the Month is fun. Check that puppy out. Bravo 6, Mowing Dark. Dun, dun, dun. Goofy camera. So, this is the current patch of the month. He's mowing at night with nods. I think we figured out that's an ACR he's got. So, and he's bagging it. So
Yeah, and he's got his Rhodesian shorts on too.
yes, he does, with knee pads.
Yeah.
His tactical knee pads and his combat boots and his tactical elbow pads. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, swing over, check out stuff Jake and Ryan have got. PatriotPatch.co. But I don't want to be back on the screen again. So here's a question. Say, by the way, skip that question for a second. I was listening to getting caught up on Tom Gresham, and he was talking about reloading stuff, and he was talking about how the best way to develop a load is to make 20 rounds, 0.2 of a grain off each, and shoot them at 200 or 300 yards, and then you'll get your node that way. So I thought that was interesting to say that he agreed with us. So that was nice of him.
Yeah, that was good. Load up 20 and see what's going on.
Yep. So you can do it at 100. The problem is at 100, you're not going to get. You may get a couple of groups that appear close because they aren't spreading like they would at 200. You would think that for the most part you wouldn't get separation from 100 to 200, but you'd be surprised. So ideally 300 is the best range, but as most of us know, good luck trying to find somewhere to shoot 300 yards anymore. So.
Exactly. Too hard.
Yeah.
You can't find it. And even if you do find it and then trying to get to the range to use it when it isn't in use for matches.
Right. So I'm wondering if Ken and Bench Addict went and shot 22 tonight. So you guys are both in the chat. Did you guys shoot 22 league tonight? If so, how'd you do? But anyway, So you have two powders. You have both of them. You actually physically have them. What's the quickest way to figure out which one's going to work better?
Case volume. Percentage.
Okay. So basically take your middle of the, say, for example, a medium-sized rifle cartridge, say it's 42 to 42.3 to 48.7 is your grain weight, your minimum max charge. Pick something in the middle, throw a charge, see how full it gets a case.
I can look in most of the books, and they're going to tell me it's going to be a 90 or a 97% charge. Nosler, Lyman, they give me a percentage of how it's going to fill the case.
Okay.
And it doesn't even matter as far as, if I look at Nosler, I can sit down and say, okay, this powder is going to fill so much of the case, or, and that's what I'm looking at. If I get, close to 97, 98%, I'm thinking I'm going to get a pretty good load out of that, because it's got a full case. It should burn well, throughout its range of case fills, starting at the low load and making it up to max. That's what I look first at between the two powders. If they're close to each other, then I'm going to look at other things, like if it's temperature sensitive or something like that. RL15 and H4895, they're both pretty close to each other as far as burn rate, case fill, but H4895 is more temperature stable. So RL15's got a big swing there. So that might be where I'm going there. Magnum cases, if I'm dealing with a Magnum case, then I'm going to look at what primer I got to use, and still look at case fill, but some powders work better with certain primers than others. The Winchester large rifle Magnum is probably about one of the hottest ones out there.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're pushing like H1000 and stuff like that, you may want to stick with that kind of a primer to get it to ignite well.
Yeah. That's always the challenge, to try and get.
But what can you get nowadays? You're limited as far as far as what you can find in large rifle primers.
Yeah, that's the hard thing. We got some more BR2s, but
right. So, but anybody, that's a nice mild primer, and it'd be great in 308 or 708 or something like that. 6.5 Creedmoor, it'd probably be good in. But is it enough for a heavy charge in a 7 mag or a 300 Win mag? Don't know. I don't think so. With a slow burning powder in it, it might not give you a good clean burn.
Mm-hmm. Definitely need that Magnum primer.
Right.
So.
Well, Bench Addict says he did not make it to the 22 league at Waterloo. And Ken says nope. He had other things he needed to do.
Yep. So. So yeah, I thought that was Oconomowoc was the one he joined. It's out by Milwaukee, kind of towards Milwaukee. I've heard it's a nice range. If I was going to go long distance, I'd go Columbus. It's closer to me, and it's got 600. So.
Well, that's a nice range, though. The 600 yards is a good range for most people, and it's a mid-range, for F class. But for hunting and target practice, even prairie dog shooting, it's a good range to work with.
Yep. And they definitely do some teaching. So.
Yeah. .430 yards, Todd, is a good range too. That's anything over 200 is going to really show up on your gun as far as how the gun really shoots. There's a lot of guns that'll do, a solid less than an inch at 100, but when they get past it, they open up. You can look at their 3 or 5 shot groups that they show you at 100 yards, and they're not round. In other words, they're not putting the bullet into a round group. You get 2 and one flips up higher. Your flyer that you have vertically strain. They'll stretch out, maybe do a triangle, and but it'll still be under 1 inch, but it'll be a triangle. And when you get out to 300 yards and better, then you can really see what's going on. And then the old adage of how to make a barrel shoot when it doesn't shoot at 100 yards, throw a flat base bullet in.
That'll help.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Throw a flat base bullet in, and you'll see a difference. Now, does it have the BC to go out to 1,000 yards? No. But yeah, it's a flat base bullet does wonders to make a gun shoot more accurately.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know that. That's a good tip. Speaking of good tips, are you prepared for a power outage?
I wish.
Then if not, you should probably swing over to 4patriots.com. They've got their solar generators going right now. Nice thing about it is exactly that. Sun powered. So they've got all sorts of deals going on. With that, they've got different kits you can get. Comes with the solar panel included, so you can charge it. The nice thing is it's not gas, so it's fume free. So you can actually charge it and then bring it in the house, or run the cable from the solar panels into the unit and keep it in the house. So
doesn't make any noise, so your neighbors won't steal it.
Right. So, and they have payment plans too. So you can do that. Use code FRN, 10% off your first purchase. So, but yeah, otherwise, they've got food and stuff. They also right now have a deal for new subscribers only to their emails. There's a chance to win a $500 shopping spree. So make sure you swing over, check them out, forpatriots.com. The food is amazing compared to a lot of the other survival foods. So they've got lots of other stuff there. Water preparedness stuff. They've got the food. They've got stuff for, they've got the Starfire camp stoves. They've got weatherproof fire starters. They've got a solar fridge, all sorts of cool stuff. Lots of different foods, and different food packages and different things like that. So Running with Scissors is leaving us. He said, enjoyed listening and loving on the 7-8 this evening. Have a good night and don't forget to brush your teeth. Wow, Sharonda, I wonder if that's a crack on you. Man, that's just wrong, Running with Scissors. So,
For what it's costing me, I won't.
so I was screwed before I was born because my mother has horribly genetic teeth issues. So I was screwed before I was born. I've tried to do everything that you can do, and yeah, no. So,
Same, but just add cancer and multiple radiation in on that. It just doesn't make for a good cocktail.
no, radiation will smoke your teeth real fast.
Yeah, and I've had it 3 times.
Whoa.
Yeesh.
Whoa.
Yeah, no fun.
No.
Fuck cancer. So. Anyway. So, once again, we launched the merchandise website tonight. We'll have all the links posted up. It'll be in the show notes too. Thanks to Chris and Tiffany. And if you've got 2 powders to settle on, check what case capacity is. That's your tip for tonight. So,
And flat base bullets.
Flat base bullets if you've got a rifle that won't shoot at 100 yards. Now, what's your definition of it won't shoot?
If you can't hold an inch, that won't shoot.
What if it's the powder?
That's where it's up to you. I can't be the trigger puller for you either. But
well, that's what I'm wondering is
it just is from what I've found over the years that I fill the case up. The more I can get the case full, the better that I found the accuracy to be. And some powders will there'll be a number of powders that'll fill the case up, but the one that just turns out to be the best will be somewhere in that upper filled case. So in other words, sometimes you'll see where they'll put a powder in and it's got a low range velocity and its most accurate load, but you get up into that's just the most accurate load. It may not make the velocity that you need. If you want, if 2,500 is fine for you, maybe that it works. But if you got to be at 2,850, like with a 6.5 Creedmoor, you're going to need something that fills a case up and delivers for you. So, and that's you can only do that with a powder that's going to fill the case, because too light a charge of powder will not give you. It may build pressures up higher faster because it'll be a faster powder. And the slower powder is the one that's gonna give you the velocity that you need and the accuracy. It should give you a good accuracy with it.
So, Price is the Facebook user that said, "Hey, I just requested to post something on the Reloading Room page. Might be a good topic to talk about while everyone's together. We will talk about that topic next week. So, so Price, if you want to tune back in next week, we'll answer that question then. So, but anyway. I don't know. I think that about wraps it up for tonight. So
Okay. I don't know where Todd is or Paul Loud tonight. I have no idea, but they both got their accuracy dimes, and we haven't seen any pictures of any groups they've shot.
yeah.
I mean, what's up with these guys?
I know Jim's not here tonight, so let's see here. So Jim Rawls said, "Sorry, I had to leave chat for a while. Did anyone listen to Gresham Sunday?" I did, but I missed that part when there was a caller that had an interesting replacement for Trail Boss because he was talking about Trail Boss. Unfortunately, I was laying underneath a scrubber trying to reach something, and I knocked my earbud out at the time that they were talking about that part. He was talking about Trail Boss and it being unobtainium, but I missed the rest of that. So, Jim, what was the replacement for Trail Boss? They were talking about light loads, light recoiling loads. So, Jim will have to fill us in on that. So, but yeah, if you didn't last week's show, 777 black powder substitute.
Interesting.
I could see that. Matt from Geeks, Gadgets, and Guns loaded up 9 with black powder and shot it in a high point.
Hey, Mike, where do you listen to his shows at?
Any podcast client, just search for Gun Talk.
Gun Talk, okay.
So there's 4 hours. 3 hours that are the normal radio, because it's literally a radio show, 3-hour radio show every Sunday. And then the 4th hour is just podcast only, but it's Gun Talk. I definitely recommend it. A lot of good stuff there. Sometimes it's stuff that you're not going to agree with. But overall, he's pretty good. So has lots of good guests on, he's been doing it long enough that he has connections. Let's put it this way. He's had Ruger make him 3 custom guns.
His dad was big into it too.
That's one of the reasons. Yeah. So, a lot of people, Ray might even, Ray, did you watch Grits?
You got to turn your mic on.
I did not.
Okay. See, I can vaguely remember. They were still on the air when I was a toddler and a young pup. I think that show went off early 80s.
Well, he was, remember, what was it? The Wild World of Sports or whatever. In the beginning, where they did, fishing, hunting, and all that kind of stuff on what was it? ABC. I think it was ABC. And, until people started getting upset about killing things on TV, then they went just to fishing, but he was on a lot of that, on an awful lot of that.
Yep.
And it was, his dad was really, really big into it. And plus all the newspapers used to cover him.
Yep.
Which you don't see anymore, They used to write articles and everything.
And Grits used to write a lot of those.
Right. And John Amber would
Mhm.
write for the Tribune, and you'd read about all the things that he did. And he lived in Marengo,
Been
and
there.
that, yeah, okay, and
They got a nice gun store there.
yeah, and I had we had friends that owned a tree nursery there, and they would put corn in that, and we would hunt. Now you got to remember, I was, about yay big, and we would hunt with them uh, when they were on that farm, and Amber would hunt with us at times, so it was interesting.
Well, they had some big names. The American Sportsman is the big show
That's
that he
it.
was
Yes. Uh huh.
on. Good grief. So Kurt Gowdy, Joe Foss, and Grits were the hosts. They had Bing. They had Cannon, Cheryl Teagues, Cameron Mitchell, David Jansen. They had the Splendid Splinter. They had Jackie Robinson. A lot of different
Oh yeah.
Hollywood people that would come and do it. So, but yeah, so definitely check out Gun Talk. So, and they've got a huge set of videos that you if you're wondering, if you want to learn more about self-defense. Shut up, Echo. It's called First Person Defender or something like that. I don't remember. I got to look it up. But on their Gun Talk YouTube page, they've got a whole series of these, and they get a bunch of different trainers and come out and they'll run normal people through these different scenarios. And then after they go through them, then they'll run back through and talk to them about, okay, so this is what you should have done. So, and then Tom doesn't do as many reviews anymore, but his son Ryan does. So, but they do a lot of. But yeah, definitely check them out. Some good content out there. One of the podcasts I listen to. So, but anyway, anybody got any shout outs?
Yeah, I just want to see Paul Loud and Tom with some targets with the dimes they've won, and waiting to see some more targets from some other people online so they can get a dime too.
Yeah, I thought Tom was in the chat. Maybe he was for a little while.
He hasn't posted any targets with his dime, so I'm just and Paul Loud has just been he's been hiding. Chris has been on, that's why.
So over in Rumble, when we were talking about distance, LOR DAR 22490 said he's out in northern Nevada desert. So he says about a 5-mile road trip, and he's got his own range out to 800 yards with declination, or a 30-minute road trip, and he's got 3,000 plus yards.
There we go.
That's an advantage.
There, that is an advantage. Yes.
But so yeah, I just want to give a shout out to once again to the Southern Gals, and make sure you swing over, check them out.
Support the podcast, guys.
Yep, Southern Gals Crafts. So it's Southern Gals Crafts if you don't want to look up the link, and then you can find it from there. So
and you'll look cool like Mike.
Well, I don't think you want to look like me, for crying out loud. That's kind of scary. I don't want to do that to anybody. You guys will look cooler than me. So, look, I'm Kentucky Ballistics. Where's
Put a thumb in it.
Where's the? Anyway, no sounds, because I am not Kentucky Ballistics. I'm not that cool. But at any rate, on that note, keep your brass shiny.
Jump on the Millsap short bus.
Teach them shoot and reload when they're young.
Grandpa told me, he says, don't listen to your mama. He says, violence does solve problems.
Make sure you're supporting the Second Amendment. However you want to do it. If you want to do it monetarily, find a good group. Otherwise, at the very least, pay attention to your candidates that are that are running. Make sure you're telling them you're holding them accountable, and make sure you're calling them, whether it's local or state or national, and telling them that, hey, you're paying attention to what they're doing. And the second does mean what the second means, and you're not going to tolerate laws being passed in that. And make sure that you're realizing they're trying to trample on your First Amendment rights too. So, excuse me. Sorry about that, Chris. Anyway, if you're struggling, 1-800-273-8255 or 988 from a cellular device. Reach out, get some help, folks. It's not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. Make sure you're, taking care of your mental health so that you can be here. Thanks, folks. Have a good night.
Thank you, everybody.